Ever thought about hiking but don't know where to start? Well, you're in the right place. Hiking is an incredible way to connect with nature, discover new landscapes, and challenge yourself physically and mentally. It's like a gym, but with the added bonus of breathtaking views and fresh air. Hiking can be as easy or as challenging as you want it to be. It's versatile, accommodating everyone from casual strollers to adrenaline junkies. It's not just about the physical exertion, but about the journey, the sights, sounds, and smells of the great outdoors. It's about disconnecting from the digital world and reconnecting with yourself and the raw beauty of nature. The benefits are countless. It's a stress reliever, a fitness booster, and a great way to create lasting memories with friends and family. It's an activity that's worth trying, regardless of your age or fitness level. So, ready to take your first step into the world of hiking? Let's dive into it. What gear do you need to start hiking? We've got you covered. Hiking is an adventure that calls for the right equipment. Whether you're a seasoned hiker or just starting out, having the right gear can make all the difference between a memorable experience and a forgettable one. Let's start with clothing. The key to hiking attire is layering. Start with a moisture-wicking base layer to keep you dry, add an insulating middle layer for warmth, and top it off with a waterproof outer layer to protect you from the elements. Remember, the weather in the mountains can change rapidly, so it's always best to be prepared. Moving on to footwear, your choice of shoes can make or break your hike. It's important to find a pair of hiking boots or shoes that are both comfortable and durable. They should offer good support and traction for navigating through various terrains. Don't forget to pair them with moisture-wicking socks for added comfort and blister prevention. Next, let's talk about your backpack. It should be lightweight yet sturdy enough to carry all your essentials. Look for one with multiple compartments to keep your gear organized, and make sure it fits well on your back to prevent any discomfort during your hike. Hydration is key when hiking, so don't forget to pack a water bottle. Opt for a reusable one to stay environmentally conscious. And while we're on the topic of essentials, don't forget about navigation tools. A compass and a map are must-haves, even if you're hiking on a well-marked trail. Of course, a GPS device or a smartphone with a reliable hiking app can be useful. But remember, technology can fail, so always have a backup. Finally, a first aid kit. Accidents can happen, and it's important to be prepared. Your kit should include bandages, antiseptic wipes, tweezers, and any personal medication you may need. Remember, the right gear can make your hiking experience more comfortable and safe. So, gear up and get ready to hit the trails with confidence. Now that you're geared up, how do you choose the right trail for your hiking adventure? Well, it's not as simple as pointing at a map and setting off. There are a few key factors to keep in mind when selecting the perfect trail for your hike. Let's delve into them. Firstly, consider the difficulty of the trail. As a beginner, you might want to start with an easy trail and gradually work your way up to more challenging ones. Trail difficulty is often determined by elements such as the terrain, steepness, and the presence of natural obstacles. Some trails are smooth and flat, others are rocky and steep. Be honest with yourself about your fitness level and choose a trail that suits your abilities. Secondly, consider the length of the trail. If you're just starting out, a shorter trail might be the best choice. Remember, hiking isn't a race. It's about enjoying nature, getting some exercise, and having a good time. You don't want to bite off more than you can chew and end up stranded miles from your starting point. Next, take into account the elevation gain. This refers to the total amount you'll climb in altitude throughout the hike. Higher elevation gains can make a hike more strenuous, but they often lead to some spectacular views. So, if you're up for a challenge and want to see some breathtaking scenery, a trail with a higher elevation gain could be just the ticket. Speaking of views, don't forget to consider the scenic factor. Some trails wind through lush forests, others offer panoramic mountain vistas, while some skirt along serene lakes. Choose a trail that offers views that you find inspiring and enjoyable. Lastly, always remember to research trail conditions and restrictions before heading out. Some trails might be closed due to weather conditions, wildlife activity, or maintenance work. Others may have restrictions on things like pets, fires, or camping. A quick online search or a call to the local park service can save you a lot of trouble. Choosing the right trail is the first step to a successful hiking adventure. So take your time, do your research, and pick the trail that's just right for you. Safety should always be your top priority when hiking. Here are some tips to keep in mind. Venturing into the great outdoors is a thrilling experience, but it's also one that requires a keen sense of caution. It's easy to get carried away by the allure of nature and overlook some basic safety measures. Not to worry though, we've got you covered. Firstly, it's essential to stick to marked trails. While the idea of forging your own path may seem adventurous, it can also lead you into unknown territory, increasing the risk of accidents or getting lost. Marked trails are designed to guide hikers safely through the terrain, keeping you clear of potential hazards. The second tip is to always inform someone about your hiking plans. Let a trusted friend or family member know where you're going, the trail you're taking, and when you expect to return. In case you don't return as expected, they can alert the authorities, reducing the time it takes to initiate a search and rescue operation. Next, it's crucial to check the weather conditions before you set out. Weather in the wilderness can change rapidly, and being caught off guard can be dangerous. A sunny day can quickly turn into a rainstorm, making trails slippery and hard to navigate. Always check the forecast and prepare accordingly. Lastly, knowing basic first aid is a skill every hiker should possess. Scrapes and sprains are common on the trail, and being able to treat minor injuries can make a significant difference. Carry a first aid kit with you and familiarize yourself with how to use it. It's always better to be prepared than to be caught off guard. These are just a few tips to help ensure your hiking experience is a safe one. Remember, the beauty of nature is best enjoyed when we take the necessary precautions to protect ourselves and the environment. Remember, your safety is paramount. Always hike with caution and respect for nature. As a hiker, you're a guest in nature. It's important to follow trail etiquette. When we immerse ourselves in the great outdoors, we must remember that we're not alone. We share the trails with other hikers, animals, and the environment itself. And like any good guest, we should respect our hosts. Let's start with right-of-way rules. In general, uphill hikers have the right-of-way. Why? Because they're working against gravity and may be in a rhythm. However, if the uphill hiker prefers to take a breather, they may wave you on. Also, larger groups should yield to smaller ones, and everyone should yield to horses or pack animals. Remember, communication is key. Next, let's talk about littering. Or rather, let's talk about not littering. Nature is not a trash can. Anything you bring in, you should take out. That includes banana peels and apple cores. They might be biodegradable, but they're not native to the environment. Respect the space and keep it clean. Wildlife interaction is a tricky one. We're in their home after all. But it's important to keep a safe distance. Don't feed the animals no matter how cute they might be. Feeding wildlife can disrupt their natural feeding habits and can potentially make them aggressive. Lastly, let's touch on respecting other hikers. Keep the noise down. Many people hike to enjoy the quiet serenity of nature. So save the loud music and raucous laughter for the campsite. And if you're hiking in a group, don't take up the entire width of the trail. Allow space for others to pass. Remember, these rules aren't just about being polite. They're about preserving the trail for future generations. They're about coexisting harmoniously with nature and fellow hikers. They're about ensuring that the wilderness remains wild. By following trail etiquette, you ensure a pleasant hiking experience for everyone. So, we've covered the basics of hiking, from the necessary gear to safety tips and trail etiquette. Let's take a quick walk through what we've learned. We started with an introduction to hiking, exploring what it means to venture into the great outdoors. We then delved into the essential gear you'll need, highlighting the importance of quality footwear, a reliable backpack, hydration solutions, and navigational aids. Next, we ventured into the process of choosing the right trail, emphasizing the importance of considering your fitness level and the trail's difficulty. We also stressed the significance of researching the trail beforehand to prepare for any challenges. We moved on to safety tips, focusing on the importance of staying on the marked trail, always informing someone of your plans, and understanding weather conditions. Lastly, we touched on trail etiquette, reminding everyone to respect nature and fellow hikers. With these tips, you're now ready to start your hiking adventure. Remember, the journey is more important than the destination. Happy hiking!